Yes, Your Honor. My wife had an affair, a biracial affair, had a child, led me to believe that the child was mine all the way up to he was 3 months old. Got all my hopes up and everything. And then that don't end there. Before that, prior to that, she had several affairs with my friends.
Oh, wait a minute.
Sent me to jail.
Several affairs with your friends?
With my best
You're having
friends.
affairs with friends, Mrs. Tillman?
No, that's not true.
An affair is
That
bad
is
enough,
true.
but
It's
a
very
friend?
true.
That's not true.
What's this about the baby being biracial and not his child?
Well, the baby is biracial and it's not his.
Is this your husband?
Yes, it is.
I have a
Did you tell him
photograph
that
of
it was
the
his
baby,
child?
Your Honor.
Well, yeah, I believed it was when I was pregnant.
Why did you believe that? Because you wanted it to be?
No, I believed it, it might have been. I wasn't, 100% sure, but, I mean.
She knew the
You're
whole
not
time.
16 years old and you're trying to figure out it may be and it may not be and you got to toss a coin.
She knew the whole
and figure.
time,
Hold
Your
on,
Honor.
Mr. Tillman. Don't talk when I'm talking. You have to toss a coin to determine whether a child is your husband's or somebody else's?
Well, I mean, I wasn't sure. I mean, it could have been and then it could not have been, I mean, I wasn't sure.
Well, why wasn't I
Take me
told
back
this?
to the beginning of this. How did you ever get to this situation in the first place where it could have been, it could not have been? What happened to marriage being only one person at a time, your husband or your spouse? Take me back to the beginning. How did we get here?
Well, I mean, he just didn't, pay no attention to me,
Didn't pay no attention to you.
Mr. Tillman?
Yeah, I did.
We were
Didn't pay-
married. You don't need to go to another man to seek attention. You need to seek me for attention.
Well, that's what
Well,
she's
I mean,
saying.
you
You didn't
go
give
out
her
and
any
go
I was
out
there
attention.
for her, Your Honor, through the whole thing. I mean, I give her love. I give her support. She never had, when she worked, it was for her own money, not because she had to pay bills. I mean, I give her affection, love, and then
How
she
did
does
you
this
do
to
all
me.
of this?
This,
We had passionate nights. We had, we go out to dinner. We go out to friend's house, We was always together.
And she told you when she got pregnant that it was your baby?
No, she told me that, when she got pregnant, she told me it was my baby the whole
Well,
time.
I-
Were
asked
you
her several
excited? How
times.
did you feel about that?
I was on top of the world. My company was glad when the baby was born because I talked about it so much. That's all I talked about was the baby.
And how long had you been married when this pregnancy occurred?
9 years.
So you waited 9 years for a child to be your child just to find out it's somebody else's.
Right.
Now, was there something kind of medical problem that led you to believe that you couldn't have a child?
When
or
I
something?
was 9, I had an accident, and at that time they told me that I would be sterile. But I never had any tests done to prove that.
So that was
I
at
never-
9 years old.
That was at 9 years old. I never.
So you were really ecstatic to know that you were
Right,
about
I
to
was
be a
on top
father.
of the world, Your Honor. I mean, I went out, I bought everything for this baby. I built a nursery. I mean, I did everything for this baby.
Just to be deceived.
Just to be her. And then the way she told me was another story.
How did she tell you?
We was at her sister's at a party, and on the way home, she had too much to drink, so I told her to drive with me,
She had too much to drink.
Too much to drink. And then on the way home, she says, well, you think you all that? I don't want to leave. And to tell you the truth, that ain't even your baby. You can't even have a baby.
and it didn't happen that way.
That's exactly what you told me.
It didn't happen.
Ms. Tillman, that sounds like the most deceitful, hurting, angry, vicious thing a woman could ever do to a man or a person could do to a human being.
It was hard for me, I mean.
What was hard for you?
I stayed, when she had the baby, I stayed at the hospital.
Wait a minute. She said, what was hard for you?
Well, when